Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Be greeted. I would like to extend my deepest thanks to heaven for its grace, to our divine teachers for their great virtues, to Lao Qianren and the Qianren for their compassion, and to the masters, lecturers, seniors, and so on for their benevolent support, for offering me this opportunity to share with you what I have learned about the significance of the three treasures. People just congratulated you, right? To your knowledge, in what occasions will people say congratulations to you? They may say congratulations when you graduated from school, when you find a new job, when you get promoted, when you are engaged, or when you are going to get married, right? Just now we said congratulations on your attainment of the treasures. So when it comes to treasure, what idea would run through your head? It must be something very valuable, like a diamond or a precious stone, which would be worth millions of dollars, right? But did you get a diamond or a diamond ring or the bars of gold? Did you? No. But I would say what you get is also a treasure that would worth more than that. It is invaluable, priceless, but also the most precious. It is like a charm of life saving. It can not only save your physical life, but also your spiritual life. How much does your life cost? Priceless. So now I'm going to give you a short explanation over the significance of the priceless three treasures. Because when the Tao was transmitted to you, it means you also got the three treasures. All right. The three treasures can be roughly translated as the heavenly gate, the heavenly password, or the sutra, and heavenly hand sign, hand seal. Okay, the first is a heavenly gate. It is a 玄关, the mystic gate to heaven, literally meaning the door to the kingdom of God. Do you remember where the Tao transmitting master spotted in your forehead with his fingers? It's a divine message. So some religious scriptures or statues just give us an indirect hint about this place. It denotes the doorway through which your soul enters and exists your physical body. You see in many paintings, the images of saints, the Buddhas, or the Bodhisattvas are represented with their heads having circles of radiant light around them. All right, so where does the circle of light come from? It must come from a certain place in his or her head. And this place is the divine secret. So we already know the place already. Please don't reveal it to other people unless you bring them to the holy temple and receive the Tao with the holy lamps lighted. Don't doubt it. You already had lights on your foreheads. I just can't see it through my naked eyes. To some extent, we all read faces all the time. When we look at the people who is new to us, we unconsciously assess them and form opinions about them. But in addition to this instinctive form of face reading, there are far more detailed methods. For example, like the Chinese face reading, the face reading master may say to you, you have regular features of 5 sense organs, which means you look handsome or pretty. You have a good mouth, light eyes, dark ear, a clear-cut nose, and beautiful eyebrows. Eyebrows are not organs, are they? So having beautiful eyebrows is not a correct phrase to denote the sense organ. It must be there. This is the sense organ that is hard to notice, the life-saving organ. This divine message is also given implicitly in many scriptures. In Analects, Confucius said, "Who else can get out of the house without closing the door? But why do people not follow this way?" It is a metaphor. We all know that where our door is, and we can go anywhere from the door. This is for sure. However, ordinary people don't know where the door is in ourselves. And the door is also locked before you receive the Tao. So Tao also means the road, the door, the way, or the track. To receive Tao also means to get aware of the way in ourselves. Confucius gives a hint that we should find the door of ourselves. In Buddhist scriptures, the message has also been revealed. The account is as follows. When the Buddha was at the mountain, Lingjiushan, I don't know how to pronounce it in Indian language, he held out the flower to his listeners. Everyone was silent. There is only one monk. Only Jia, the monk, broke into a broad smile. The Buddha said, "I have the true Dharma hidden in the eye, the marvelous mind of the Nirvana, the true form of the formless, and the subtle Dharma gate, independent of the words and transmitted beyond doctrine. This I have instructed to you." In these poetic lines, the Buddha reveals a divine message. It connotes the moment when silence is more expressive than all words ever spoken. What the Buddha wants to tell is that the great Dharma is beyond words and doctrines, a gentle gate hidden in the eye. It is correspondent to the heaven gate in us. In the past, the secret can simply be known to very few people. They must be very virtuous or already be enlightened. We can even tell that only the enlightened practitioners or the immortals can be able to understand the secret of the great Dharma. So the Tao can just be transmitted to those who already undergo many trials and difficulties. Those sages seek to attain the Tao by devoting their lifetime to cultivating themselves, benefiting humanity, and even practicing extreme asceticism. But it is because we are in time of ultimate salvation, when the great Tao was made available to every good man and woman, that we can attain the Tao today. The heaven or the Leibniz, Venerable Mother, or Lao Mu, along with the many heavenly Buddhas, gods, immortals, found unbearable the piteous cries of the suffering. So Lao Mu appointed the two enlightening beings is the divinely authorized teachers to complete this final divine mission, transmitting the Tao to those who are good-natured and who have affinity with the Dharma in the hope that all those sentient beings can be saved. Okay, and look at and let's talk about Taoism. In Tao Te Ching, a famous Taoist scripture reads, "The very spirit never dies. It is the mysterious womb. The door to the mysterious womb is the origin of heaven and earth. It lasts as if it ever existed. When used, it is inexhaustible." So the treasure lies in yourself. It can generate all kinds of suffering. It can generate all kinds of things. Where is it that looks like a valley in your head? The heavenly gate. The true spirit resides in this place. We sometimes hear people say, be the boss of yourself. Who is the boss of yourself? The boss is your true spirit that can encompass all kinds of things. Restore your true nature and control yourself. Don't let other evil senses pull you away. Similar statements can be found in the Bible. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 13, Jesus said, enter through the narrow gate. For wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate and narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. In Luke chapter 9, verse 23, if anyone would come after me, he must deny himself and take up his own cross daily and follow. The features paint our face to make it look like a cross. Taking up your cross means finding you, the real door in yourself. Okay, let's go on to another treasure, the heavenly password, the true sutra. We are talking about the second treasure, the heavenly password, the secret words or passing. The Tao transmeaning master just wanted you to read after him, and do you remember it? It denotes a mysterious language that can bridge the communication between you and the heaven or heavenly gods. If you read the 5 words in silence, our divine teachers, along with many heavenly Buddhas and immortals, will know that you are calling them and will come to your rescue if necessary. If you think it is hard to remember, please come to the temple more often. The 5 words are Chinese characters. The first three denotes the 3 different planes of the cosmos. The first is called Li Tian, the original heaven. The second, Qi Tian, the spiritual heaven. And Xiang Tian, the material plane. Li Tian is the heaven of Lao Mu, where there's no cycle of birth. Qi Tian is the plane imbued by the gods and spirits who, despite being in a higher realm than human beings, can still incarnate as matter. And Xiang Tian is the physical world that is composed of all visible beings with colors and shapes, including the stars and the sky. And the other 2 words are the name of our Buddha, Maitreya, the laughing Buddha. There's a couplet that praises his unattached kindness. It reads, my big belly can accommodate all affairs under the sun. My full joy can dissolve all the miserable in the world. He always represents himself as a smiling person, expecting us to act like this, to have a broad mind and a compassionate heart. The last 2 words also mean expansion and return, to imply that our true nature can be pervasive in the whole universe. And the last is the hand sign. In Chinese, hand sign means a contract or an agreement. What is a contract? It is a legal document that states and explains a formal agreement between the 2 different groups or people. So symbolically, the hand sign is the agreement. We come to mutual agreement between the heaven and us after we receive the Tao. We will be willing to try to speak the correct words, avoid all the evil, and cultivate all the good to others and ourselves. Let's review the correct way of holding hand sign. In our palm, there is also divine message hidden, the heavenly stems and earthly branches. Ancient Chinese invented a measurement by two sets of signs in a certain sequence. Heavenly stems and earthly branches, to calculate history and record events. The earthly branches were also used to stand for specific time units. 子 means the beginning of a day, 海 the end. So the hand sign stands for timelessness and eternity. The combination of 子 and 海 becomes the Chinese word meaning child, to imply that our childlike state of mind, or the innocence of a child. Let's have a look at the passage from the Bible. In the Bible, Jesus said, I will tell you the truth, unless you change and become the little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Okay, Matthew chapter 18, verse 3 to 4. In John chapter 1 to 21, Jesus said, Truly, truly, I said to you, unless one is born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus said to him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into the mother's womb and be born? Okay, so this is the indication, this is the implication. We also notice many representations of a Guanyin Bodhisattva. One of the most famous is the image where he holds a child in her arms. Is Guanyin Bodhisattva married to anyone? No. Her holding a child in her arms tells us that we should always possess the childlike nature. This is the significance of the heavenly hand sign. Okay, so now, how can we make the best use of the three treasures? We can go to the holy temple and pray to heaven, thinking of the 5 words silently. If you feel uneasy or you feel two negative emotions disturb you, you can meditate for a few minutes, thinking of the divine password. It helps calm down and frees us from unnecessary worries and negative thought. Of course, it is like a life-saving charm. In real life, it prevents us from disasters and helps you cultivate the spiritual merits. And you will gradually feel that your life is getting better. The ultimate advantage is that you can get the permission to entering the kingdom of God, or the original heaven, when you hold the three treasures. Remember not to utter them in public. If you forget it, you may come to the holy temple and light the holy lamps and invite the lecturers or seniors to review it for you. At last, there are some reminders. First, we must remember who our divine teachers, Jigong Living Buddha and Yuehui Bodhisattva. They were also reincarnated as Shizun and Shimu, the divine teachers, to complete the mission of the ultimate universal salvation. And then we also have to remember the name of our Taoist meeting master for his virtues and benevolence. Without him, the sacred ritual cannot be completed. And last, we are supposed to give thanks to our introducers and sponsors, because without them, we would not have had the chance to receive the Dao. Okay, it's time to say goodbye. See you next time. If there is anything that needs further explanation, I will expect the masters, lecturers, or any seniors can offer suggestions. Thank you. Here is the allegory of a Buddhism. Imagine you have been shot with a poison arrow. You are lying on the ground, getting weaker and weaker as your life blood drains out of you and your awareness ebbs away. You have a choice. You can either examine the arrow, asking yourself who fired it and why, from which direction it came, and of what it is made. This is the response of the theologian or the religious scholars to the human predicament. Or you can pull the arrow out immediately. This is the way we are going to do, attaining the Tao from our divinely authorized teachers who were sent by order of a mandate of heaven to complete divine mission of ultimate salvation. Attaining Tao is to make you aware that your inner nature is also radiant, peaceful, and pure as the Buddha. And attaining the Tao is the only and absolute way to get salvation. Whether you are Catholic, you are a Buddhist, you are a Mormon, or you are Taoist. In spite of our own efforts to end suffering and to get happiness in our own way, our efforts will not lead ourselves to the real liberation from suffering unless we are given the chance to receive the Tao, which can only be transmitted from the enlightening teachers. It is really hard to tell how extremely difficult and laudably sacred it is for us to attain the Tao. In the past, Tao can be simply transmitted to a single person if he is virtuous and enlightened. That is, only the enlightened Buddha or the divine immortals can be able to attain the Tao, who may already undergo many trials and difficulties. Those sages seek to attain the Tao by devoting their lifetime to cultivating themselves, benefiting humanity, and even practicing extreme asceticism. But why can we receive Tao? It is because we are in time of the ultimate salvation, when the great Tao was made available to every good man and woman. Lao Mu, along with the many heavenly Buddhas, gods, and immortals, found unbearable the piteous cries of the suffering. So Lao Mu appointed the two enlightened beings as the divinely authorized teachers to complete this final divine mission, transmitting the Tao to those who are good-natured and who have affinity with Dharma, in hope that all the good sentient beings can be saved. And we should be very grateful for that. And also it is due to your ancestral virtues and merits you've done in your past lives, in your previous lives, so that you have this golden opportunity to receive Tao. On behalf of all the Tao members here in Temple, I'd like to say congratulations to you. Before the Tao transmitting ceremony, we are to perform the offering ritual. In the offering ritual, we offer the tea, the cookies, and fruits to heaven. This ritual can be traced back about 2,500 years in ancient China. At that time, only the emperors could perform the ritual, but now heaven allows the universal propagation of Tao. This is why everybody has the equal opportunity to receive Tao. In fact, you are the Tao receivers and should perform the ritual yourself. But since you are new here, you are not familiar with the etiquette rules. We have invited some seniors to do it for you. Now please stand upright, release your hands, be sincere and respectful while the ritual proceeds. Thank you. Okay, in the past, if the ascetic practitioners want to meet the masters and get the divine secret, they must travel thousands of miles away to escape the endless cycle of life and death. Without the heavenly mandate holy teachers, no one could liberate from the cycle of life and death. But now, the holy teachers no longer have the physical body. So the heaven or God bestows heavenly degree on the true cultivators who are faithful, virtuous, and perseverant in Dao cultivation that can represent our holy teachers to transmit Dao. We call them 点传师 or Dao transmitting master. They devote their lifetimes to the propagation of Dao. Such devotion and sacrifice really deserve our respect. So today, it is our honor to have invited Dao transmitting master. Okay, master has cultivated for more than 20 years. We are very happy to have a master here with us. So when I invite master to meet you, you please make a bow and say 点传师好 in order to show our deepest respect. Okay, everyone knows life is unpredictable. As the Chinese saying goes, if a person has to die at 3 o'clock, he will not stay alive later than 5 o'clock. Therefore, no one can escape from the cycle of life and death. But here in my hand is a heavenly document. It can help you transcend this cycle. It is called 龙天表, a heavenly document on the book of life. Your name, as well as how much money you donate, is written on this document. When the document is burned, your name will be registered in heaven and deleted from the underworld. It is something very secret. So I'm going to report your name. If there is any mistake, please let me know and I will make necessary correction. Alright, in the past, Dao was only transmitted on the one-to-one basis. In other words, one master could transmit Dao to one and only one of his many disciples. But now it's time for the last salvation. Heaven allows the universal propagation of Dao. Dao is therefore descended for the righteous people to receive. As there are many Dao receivers, for fear that the heavenly secrets may be disclosed, we are going to perform the invocation ritual. In the ritual, we will invite the Buddhas and sages to guard the temple and to protect us. So now, on this precious and solemn occasion, please be sincere and respectful. Adjust yourself, adjust your clothes before we begin. Thank you. Okay, the primary ritual. Now welcome 点传师 to pay us compassion. Ladies and gentlemen, first, I'd like to say congratulations to you. Welcome to the temple. Today, you are here to be the disciple of holy teachers and receive the great Tao. There are two holy teachers, 济公 Living Buddha and 月慧 Bodhisattva. Remember that you are not worshiping me. You are not my disciples. I am here just represented our holy teachers to transmit Tao to you. Please understand that Tao you are to receive is the heavenly truth. It is the most supreme Dharma of truth. In the ancient time, Tao was not easily transmitted. but it's time for the last salvation. Heaven is so merciful to allow the transmission of Tao universally to all the sentient beings. Because you have this wonderful opportunity, I guess your ancestors must have accumulated a lot of virtues and merits for you. Also, it is also because of your spiritual foundation and affinity. You can have this opportunity to receive the Tao. And of course, your introducer and your sponsor are also important. Introducer is the one that brought you here. He or she assures to heaven that you are a righteous and noble person. You are qualified to receive Tao. Sponsor is the one that guarantees that the Tao you are receiving is true, the way is true, and the heavenly degree is true. They are not leading you to any unrighteous place, nor are they cheating any money from you. If they do, they will be observed by heaven and all the human beings. Your witness, your introducer and guarantor, kneeling in front of God and Buddhas, making vows for you. Without the sincerity of your introducer and guarantor, even you offer $1 million, I will not transmit the Tao to you. This is very important, so I want you to understand. Before the ceremony, you sincerely donated some money. This is what we call the merit feed. The donation is a rule set by the Buddhas. What are we going to use this money for? Some of it will be used to purchase fruit or cookies as offering to heaven. And some will be used for printing scriptures and doing social charities in your name. The money belongs to heaven. It has nothing to do with me, nor has it anything to do with people here in the temple. So please don't worry. You just saw heavenly document. It's called 龙天表, or the registration form to the book of life. As it is burned, your name is being registered in heaven. You will be deleted from the underworld. This is something very precious and unusual. It's very precious. Please understand that you are receiving the Tao exactly the same as the truth received by the Buddha and Guan Yin Bodhisattva in the ancient time. We hope after the ceremony you can devote yourself to learning about Tao that will bring you a very profound insight in your life. If convenient, we hope you can spare 2 days to join the Tao seminar, which will give you a systematic understanding of Tao. With this understanding, you will learn how to accumulate merits and cultivate virtues, hence repaying heaven's grace and holy teachers' virtues. Of course, don't forget to say thank you to your introducer and sponsor. Now, please and be respectful. Welcome our holy teacher. This piece of paper is called 龙天表, which means the heavenly document to the book of life, the heavenly document. The document is now burned up to heaven. Your name is being registered in heaven. It is eliminated from the underworld. From now on, you should faithfully establish merits and cultivate virtues to repay heaven's grace and holy teachers' virtues. 引宝师 OK 求道人念 I sincerely kneel down before the lotus throne of heavenly matter. Now I am willing to be the 这是引宝师 I'm sincerely kneel down before the lotus throne of heavenly matter. Today I am willing to be an introducer, guarantor for the Tao receivers to receive the great Tao, the true transmission of the principle of self-nature. If I guide the Tao receivers to any unrighteous praise or cheating money from them, I'm willing to be examined by heaven and all the humans. 好，求道人 I sincerely kneel down in front of the lotus throne of heavenly matter. Now I'm willing to receive the great Dao through transmission of the principle of self-nature. After I receive the Dao, I will be sincere and dedicated to Dao. I'll be truthful in my repentance. I'll truthful in my cultivation. If I deceitful or have any pretentious thoughts, if I retreat from difficulties, if I deceive and renounce the teachers or patriarchs, if I am not respectful or despise the Tao seniors, if I do not follow the rules or regulations of Tao, if I disclose the heavenly secrets, if I conceal the message of Tao or do not manifest Tao, if I do not perform according to my ability, if I do not sincerely and diligently cultivate, I will willing to be examined by heaven and all the humans. Okay, after 求道, after receiving Dao, now we are going to listen to the lecturer giving explanation on three treasures, 三宝. Okay, predestined luck brings you and others together, no matter how far you may be. Otherwise, you may not have known them, although you and others are brought face to face. Even though rain may fall wide, it still can't nourish the rootless grace. Despite the fact that the influence of a great Dharma is pervasive, it still can't totally benefit the people whose foundations are not deep-rooted. In the past, if the ascetic practitioners want to meet the masters and get the divine secret, they must travel thousands of miles away in the hope of escaping an endless cycle of life and death. It is because of the boundless virtues of our divine teachers, and also because of the power of your own karma and your ancestors' virtues, that you can receive the Tao and join the Tao seminar. So what is Tao? Tao is both the source of and the force behind everything that exists. Tao is the original self of every being. Tao is the supreme Dharma through which an unbroken lineage of the saints can be continued. Tao is truth. Tao is the boat, is the ship for the drowning sentient beings to board on. You know, 观世音菩萨, the Guanyin Bodhisattva, had 3 memorial days. The date of birth, February 19th. The date of Tao attainment, June 19th. And the date of completion, September 19th. The Tao that we received today is exactly the same as that the Buddha and Guanyin Bodhisattva had received before. Would you like to go to heaven or down to hell when you pass away? How can we enter the original heaven? Okay, the 3 treasures. The 3 treasures are the warranty to get permission. We sometimes say, in heaven there are 3 treasures, the sun, the moon, and the stars. On earth there are 3 treasures, the water, fire, and wind. In humans, there are 3 treasures, essence, energy, and the spirit. In Tao, there are 3 treasures, the gate, the word, and the hand sign. Alright, the heavenly gate. It is the doorway through which our spirit enters and exists our physical body. It is also the original source of life through which we get the real liberation of life and death. Eyes responsible for examining things, ears responsible for hearing information, nose responsible for identifying things, mouth dealing with receiving and handing over things. And there is one place controlling our life. Confucius said, "Who else can get out of the house without closing the door, but why do people not follow this way?" 道德经 says, "The Valley Spirit never dies. It is the mysterious womb. The door to the mysterious womb is the origin of heaven and earth. It lasts as if it ever existed. When used, it is inexhaustible." In Buddhist scriptures, "I have the true Dharma hidden in the eye, the marvelous mind of nirvana, the true form of the formless, and the subtle Dharma gate, independent of words and transmitted beyond doctrine. This I have entrusted to Mahakasyapa." Okay, here is the picture. Dead body remains soft and faces vivid. All right, and the second treasure, password, 理天, the original heaven, 气天, the spiritual heaven, and 相天, the material plane. And the last two words, expansion and return. Yeah, our Mila Zusi has a very famous statement. "My big belly can accommodate all affairs under the sun. My full joy can dissolve all the miserable in the world." Okay. And now the hand sign. Heavenly stems and earthly branches to calculate history and record events. The earthly branches were so used to stand for specific time units. This means child, to imply that we should restore a pure and simple mind like a child. And he said, in the Bible, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." We receive a full completion from Zi to Hai, transcendence of time. It means eternity. It is a commitment to finish what it starts. It is a warranty to return to the original heaven. The heavenly secret cannot be revealed. Don't reveal it to anyone unless you bring him to receive the Tao. The three treasures are based on heart-to-heart communion. Earthly branches. The world starts in Zi period, ends in Hai period. The sign simplifies that everything should be controlled by ourselves from start to finish. Why do we call it 收圆, to finish? It is because we have to finish our mission, that we can return to the original heaven and further change the world into a paradise, making humankind harmoniously united in love and understanding. What should we do if we forget the three treasures? We should come to our introducers and return to holy temple with the holy lamps lighted. The Tao may not be left for an instant. If it could be left, it would be not the Tao. The three treasures are the leading cards that are served as the moral guidelines for self-cultivation. Concentrate yourself. Hold the hand sign in front of your chest. Close your eyes, but not completely. Collect your energy in heavenly portal. Silently recite the heavenly password in your mind. Okay, there is a Buddhist poem. I have a pearl long been bracketed by dust. Now dust disappeared and light could shine through mountains and rivers and millions of flowers. The pearl is your true nature of the self. Three treasures, date of receiving Dao, our holy teachers, our introducer, guarantor, and transmitting master.